Let's go.
Yo,
What's up, man? We
I don't
back.
know why it's still playing on my end. Oh,
I
there
don't
we
know
go.
why, but we back, man.
Yo. My guy.
What's going on?
Yo, hold on, bro.
Yeah, I think it's me, bro. I think it's me.
Yo, hold on, bro.
Yeah, we're in the Matrix right now, dog. What the hell's going on? Bro, what is going on, bro?
Yo. What up, family?
What the hell was that, dog?
Right now. I don't know what is going on. I think we're stuck in the Matrix. But if you're watching this on IG, hop over to YouTube. You'll be able to see in YouTube the link where you can you'll see the StreamYard link where you can come up and talk to us on the screen. Let me see if this is better.
Bro, I'm so confused right now. What do you got going on over there, Mike? Can you still hear me? I'm about to remove from the screen, dog.
Is that better?
Yes. Yo,
I'm an idiot, dog.
we back, bro. Episode 12.
All right, we're good.
We doing a live Q&A, y'all. So make sure y'all jump onto the YouTube, ask any questions y'all have. We doing a live Q&A. We're gonna be talking about our business. What's up, D? We're gonna be talking about our businesses. We're gonna be talking about wholesale. We're gonna be talking about the market. Any questions y'all have about real estate in general, wholesaling, creative finance, rentals, Airbnbs, fix and flips, whatever, we can help you. And if we don't, we'll tell you that we don't know the answer. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to Mike's channel. Make sure y'all follow us both on Instagram. Smash the like button. We coming live every single Saturday, bro. What's up, dog?
Sure.
How was your week?
You want to come up and hang out too? That's cool too.
Oh, y'all want to come? Yeah, y'all come home. Come hang out on the stream with us, man. Come hang out on the
stream that you want to provide to the family. Come up. So if you're on IG, hop over on YouTube. Go in my story on YouTube. Click the YouTube link in my story. And if you want to come on the live with me, you'll see a link in the YouTube. You'll be able to come up on live with you. Daryll, how do we get that link in the YouTube?
It's on it. I'll put it in the comments. Mike, here's a link right here, bro.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we live right now. Make sure y'all jump into YouTube. He said that connection gotta go. Whose connection? Yo, don't. If you coming at me, my RV connection is like that, dog. So don't try to talk crazy about the RV now.
Nah, it was crazy. You know what it was?
You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? I got the couch in the back.
MTV Cribs episode, dog.
You feel what I'm saying? Yo, stop playing with the RV, bro. I'm gonna ask TK. So, yo, how was your week, bro? What you work on? What you accomplish this week, dog?
What did we get done this week? 2 contracts this week. One of them we had to back out of and renegotiate. So we're in the middle of renegotiating it. It is not a cash deal. It's funny for this one. It was in Florida. We haven't done any deals in Florida up to this point. And it was in a weird area of Pompano Beach where literally the next neighborhood over was the hood. So it was super hard to comp. Now, comps in the other neighborhood that we were looking at is a fairly nicer neighborhood. The ARV was $650. My sales guy locked it up at $480, and the thing needs nothing as far as repairs. So we're like, all right, we could probably find a buyer at $480 if the ARV is $650. Come to find out, once we get some professionals that work that area, where that property sat was like right in the middle of the hood in the nice area. So the ARV was significantly lower than $650.
Really?
$480 was like at retail. So
damn, that sucks.
Yeah, we ended up renegotiating, but this is the Morby method one that I was that I hit you up about.
Look at this guy. What's up, Nick?
Yeah,
Dang, bro, you shining, dog.
I got the ring light.
Shining bright, man.
Yo, hold on. Let me get my light up in here.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I need to adjust mine, bro. That shit looking good. Hold up.
His boy got the headphones. You got the new headphones. I see you.
Yeah, I just got some headphones, bro. And I figured out how to play it at the same time, play it on the speaker at the same time as in my headphones, which is pretty cool.
Why would you need to do that though?
So when I stream, people can hear the selling.
Oh, okay.
Nick, how is our connection? Is it okay?
I think it's my iPhone, to be honest. I got an iPhone 7. I'm getting a new one. Like on the StreamYard, it's different, but on the stream, it's fine.
Nah, bro. Somebody try to come at the RV Wi-Fi, dog.
Yeah, nah, I think it's me. But I got a question for Mike.
What up, dog?
What's up, bro? So my question is like, when you were starting out your journey, what was the driving force to push you to be like, I'm doing fix and flips? Like that's my business model.
Okay. So before I go down that road, I don't fix and flip. Like I'm mainly just direct to seller wholesaling. Any fix and flips or any quick novations or something like that is just something that we would do in a 1, 2, 3 month max type of deal. Like we wouldn't get into a crazy big renovation because we look at it, we're like, dude, we got a whole team we're managing. Like our business model is just getting contracts and getting rid of them, right? So we want a quick turnover in our business. But to your point, I got into the business in the beginning from a fix and flipper. So my father, he is a drywaller, and he used to do a lot of work for fix and flippers. He still does. And one of the guys that he did a lot of work for was a fix and flipper. And I just remember seeing him when I was younger and I worked for my pops. I remember seeing him all the time on job sites. And I was like, I'm over there mixing the freaking mud. If you guys know what drywall and plaster is, it's a bitch. Like it's a very hard job. And I'm sitting there sweating my ass off, mixing mud like I was a laborer. And I remember looking at him, and he's the one telling us, like, okay, so you're gonna put those sheets up there, you're gonna do this, do that. And I'm like, okay, I can't be mixing this mud. I need to be that guy. So I always remembered him. And once I got introduced to this business, I didn't really do anything with it. That was like probably 4 or 5 years ago. I got introduced to it from one of those, 3-day seminars or something that you take from fortune builders. And I didn't do anything with it. Finally, I was a barber. This is like fast forward 3 years. And I got to the point where I was like, all right, screw this barber thing. I want to do that stuff that I saw like 3 years ago in that 3-day workshop. So I'm like, how do I do this? What's the best way to go about this? I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. And I always remember that guy that I used to see telling us what to do. So I reached out to my pops and I was like, hey, can you give me Bill's number? And I ended up talking to Bill and said, hey, bro, is there anything I can do for you? Can I come help you, demo or whatever for free? And in return, just kind of learn the game. Like whatever you need, dude, I'll go to projects for you, whatever. And I truly, truly appreciate Bill for everything that he's done for me and what he showed me up to this point. So yeah, essentially when it came to like renovations and understanding construction, I learned a lot from him. He would come on some of my appointments with me and he would tell me, hey, this is what needs to be done, that what needs to be done. I would go to his projects and he would show me exactly what the scope of work was. He would acquire a project and I would do the scope of work for him just to get the reps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Send it over to him so I could understand what needs to be done in a property. And that's what got me to understand fix and flip. So I think some people think that I am a fix and flipper. You know what I mean? Because of that in the beginning, but I'm really not. I'm really more just a direct to seller. I have a direct to seller wholesale model.
Bro, I thought you were a fix and flipper.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I got a low battery. I think that's important too, because we haven't had like one-on-one conversations where it's like, I thought you were like, that was your primary thing. So now it's good to know that your main thing is the wholesale. Two things I wanted to touch on, because like my pops, he puts down floors in the summertime. So like I have the same vision as you as to like I see, like, for example, his knee, like when you're doing physical labor, it could take away, years from your life. So I'm like, how do I get to the person that's controlling that? So yeah, I relate to you on that. And then another question I would have, just like a follow up, is like, for example, I know the goal is to have like 22 Airbnbs by the end of the year. But I've heard you say it a couple of times. What are your like goals that you have for the end of the year for your business right now?
Sorry, bro. It was kind of cutting out a little bit at the end.
No, you're good. What are your, like, I know Daryll has the goal of 22 Airbnbs for the end of the year. What is your like goal, your number one goal, or your top three goals for your business?
Okay, so just to put it monetarily wise, we have to be at $100,000 a month consistently by the end of the year, which we should probably hit much sooner than that on a consistent basis. So that's like to put it to a number. And those are just assignment fees and whatever little quick novations or quick flips that we do. That's what that is. Number two, I need to be uplifted out of the business at that point. So I don't want to be on the phone with sellers every day, on appointments with sellers and all that. I want to be growing everything else, like my personal brand. And I want to get into buying deals and building other businesses and sitting at other tables, So, and then number three is starting to buy deals myself. Well, me and my business partner buying deals with, along with building my personal brand. And I have something else. I'm not going to say it, but we're working on a project coming up, like what we're going to be doing. Put it this way: buying deals, building my personal brand, and this other little business venture that I'm looking to do, that I'm going to do.
Sick. No, I love that. I love how like everyone in this community is like super intentional and clear. Like, asking a question, like you guys have it laid out. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I want to bring some other newbies in here. A couple of my friends ask questions for you guys. I feel like I've had a lot of value. If I could ask one more question, okay, cool.
I'm sorry, bro. Your connection is cutting out like crazy. To one more thing to add to that, though, here's why number one is the number one, because nothing else happens unless number one happens, right? Like number one, me getting the wholesale business to 100K a month consistently, without me being in it, is the heartbeat. $100,000 a month is not a lot of money. Like, it's not. I'm going to grow businesses after the wholesale business that make $1 million a month. Like, it's not a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it is the heartbeat of everything. I will always have it going, because without that, I will never be able to do anything else. Because I'll be stuck. I'll be stuck just hustling and wholesaling all the time. But I think Nick's last question was what, Daryll? Did you catch it?
Nah. So Nick, now you're muted, dog. Come on, bro. Yo, but that's a good point though, Mike. Kind of like when we had Mid on here the other day, right? And he's talking about like growing your business, right? Like appreciation of your business and getting your business streamlined and making that a passive thing, right? So you can make wholesaling passive, right? Yeah, you're gonna be there most of the time, but it's your job to hire the right people so you can get out of that business, right? But shit still happens, right? Like we hired a TC, right? And it's just still 100% my fault, right? Because I'm the owner of the business. We hired a TC and we had a deal that we were supposed to stop the foreclosure, and shit never got opened, right? We never sent it to the pre-foreclosure specialist, right? It's my fault because I didn't have the SOPs in place. Yeah, I thought that she knew that that's what she was supposed to do, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have everything written out, spelled out for her easily, right? So she could just make it happen, right? And you're always going to be there, but it's your job to hire the right people and have the right systems in place to make it streamlined, systematic, and easy for you to walk away from it.
Bro, do you think Jamil needs to ever be in the office?
They
No.
probably barely are, bro.
Actually, I bet everything slows down when he goes there.
Exactly.
And
He's there to
that's
do content. I feel like
exactly.
he shows up
And
to do
his
content.
business to him, right, is an asset. It's the same thing like owning a house. It's an asset at that point. When it's running on its own, it's an asset. But Jamil would never be able to do the things he's doing with Pace and do the mentorship, the astro flipping, and do all these other things, go on freaking tour with Pace and everything if he wasn't able to walk out of the office and still make money. So at the end of the day, that wholesale business that he has is the pulse. It's the heartbeat of everything. If he does not take care of that, then he can't do everything else.
And it's just like you were talking about earlier, and then just being intentional, right? Like I'm sure the reason why I have a wholesale business in general is so I can buy my own deals, right? So I can cherry pick which deals I want and then pay myself an assignment fee, right? Like you have to know why you're doing what you're doing for you to get to where you want to go.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Demola. I won't take up too much time because I want them to ask some questions. My last question would be to you, Mike. Do you do your own dispo or do you outsource that? And what does that look like in your business?
Great question. In the beginning, I was doing everything myself, and it stunk. I was overwhelmed like crazy. So what ended up happening was I sent out a deal. No, wait. Oh, no. Here's what happened. This is a cool story. I look at a deal on Facebook that comes our way. And I'm like, yo, what the heck? I went on an appointment with them, with that seller. How did I not get this deal? I offered way too low. The wholesaler that had it locked up like $20,000 over than I had it locked up. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing wrong? Are my numbers wrong? Like, what is going on? They just had a way better dispo department than I had. They had a way better buyers list. They knew their buyers way better. Like they knew exactly what they were buying. So I essentially was like, how do we do deals together? Because I'm really good at getting contracts. I'm really good at operating this direct to seller wholesale business and getting the property locked up. But for me to look at that and to see that you guys sold it for whatever you sold it for, which was a decent amount, and I missed out on that opportunity, I'm like, I need to squat up with you guys. So from there on out, we did a deal together. And now whenever we have contracts, it's like a relief. They do take whatever their cut. It is what it is, right? But what happens is it allows me to just talk to the seller, get the contract, and then never have to talk to the seller again. Because I let them know. I say, hey, like this guy, Dennis, I put a video up yesterday with him. After we had the purchase and sale agreement in place, I said, Dennis, from here on out, my team is going to take care of everything else. You'll talk to Beth on my team. She'll just help you transaction, coordinate everything. She'll get you in touch with everybody on her team that needs everything as far as the closing. And she'll keep you updated. Or one of their team members will keep you updated. He's like, all right. But I let them know. I let the sellers know. Like, hey, we do a few different things with the properties. We'll buy them and hold them. We'll fix and flip them. Or we'll partner up with another investor in the area and outsource all the work to them. Right? So then what happens is I'm out of the picture. Now it's on my dispo department to handle everything else. And they're able to talk to the seller because at that point, they didn't go into the appointment saying, hey, I'm going to buy your house and all these things, right? So now they can go do whatever they want. They can have a showing. They can say they need their investors to come in or whatever, because it is what it is. There's already a contract in place. And it's not like I'm sitting here lying. It's the truth. We can buy and hold it. We can fix and flip it. We can give it to one of our investors. So now we make it easier on them. That way it's a smooth transaction for everybody. But it's so important because I get the property locked up and I can just go back to my CRM and get more deals in.
Yeah.
So I would highly suggest anybody that's doing direct to seller and is stressed the hell out, especially if they're doing it on their own, outsource Dispo like as fast as possible. Daryll, do you outsource Dispo?
I outsource everything, bro.
That's a great story.
Yo, Nick, I got a question for you though, bro.
What's up?
You were our first Wholesale Hard Knocks guest. Some would say we yelled at you a lot on that first.
Really?
First yeah. Some would say we were a little hard on you.
I mean, that's what the show's called, right?
Yeah, Wholesale Hard Knocks. Right? Well, so how has things changed for you since you've been on the first episode with us?
Bro, I think having friends that hold me accountable and being hard on me push me to limits that I could never imagine myself like 2 years ago, 1 year, like even 6 months ago, right? So it's been so much of a mindset shift. Like all the contracts and all that stuff is amazing, and the knowledge that I'm gaining, like working with you, is great. But like the relationships, the networking, and I wanted to touch on what Mike said. It's a great story because it's the squad up story. Is he lost that deal? You could contemplate that as, okay, I took a L and I hate that guy. I got to get more deals than him. Instead, he squatted up and collaborated over competing with that person. And that's kind of what this whole journey is about, right? Is to form into each other's business and just grow like exponentially all together. And I mean, that's what you're allowing me to do, bro. You're allowing me to just focus on closing. I would tell anyone out watching right now, focus on one thing in real estate. There's too many ways to win in real estate, and you can enjoy all of them throughout your life, your long life. And, you know, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to meet all you guys. And, you know, I'll own an Airbnb, and that wasn't even my goal. You know what I'm saying? Like I was thinking too small. Daryll called me one day. I closed my first deal. He called me. He was like, yo, I want you to, like, my goal is to have you make $100,000, right? Mindset shift. I'm like, what? I've never seen $100,000, right? I haven't even seen that in my father's bank account. So then I went to another meetup and I talked to Claudio, and Claudio's like, yo, you should be making $250,000. And I'm like, yo, like, so there's always like opportunity to just keep going up. And this is like, it's the main thing. This is it right here. So I'm just beyond grateful. I got the right people in my camp, all y'all, Keston, Marlon, and I'm just excited for what we got in the works. We got a nonprofit in the works. I'm excited. I'm going to start screaming about it next week, and I can't wait.
Yo, Mike said he's gonna run the marathon too, bro.
Word?
It's out there now. It's out there now, dog. Yeah.
Yo, you running, bro?
I see what you're trying to do. That's what I did to you, dog. I see it.
We getting Edith to do it too.
For real? Let's do
Yeah.
it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we're just growing this, and yeah, I'm doing the marathon. Andrew was the one that he's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
He's the one that's pushing like me at like such a crazy amount when it comes to my physicality and just my mindset. So shout out to Andrew Linder. But
No,
he's doing it.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you said?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. You got it.
Like he's doing a marathon in Arizona, which is like one of the top 5 hardest marathons, and then like 3 weeks later, he's doing one with me in Philly. So,
Nah, he's different for that because, like, yo, him and Nick, so Andrew and Nick, they originally signed up for a marathon, right? And it's in Philly. Mm-hmm. They asked me to sign up for the one in Philly. I'm like, man, I'm not flying up to Philly to run a marathon. So I looked for one in Arizona, right? And I just signed up for one. After I signed up for it, I started reading about it, and next thing you know, I found out it's top 5 hardest marathons in the United States, bro. And I've never ran a marathon before, right? So Andrew says, he's like, yo, I'm not gonna let you die alone, bro. He's like, I'm signing up. He just signed up, and like normally it takes about like 6 months to recover from a marathon to run your next one. This dude's gonna run another one in 4 weeks, bro. Like,
he's a badass.
Different.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you a story really quick. There was my homie Ryan. we work out a lot together. One day we go to the gym. It's a Monday, and he's like, "Bro, I'm running a 24-hour race this weekend. You're
That's
coming with me.
fine.
You're coming with me." I'm like, "Bro, no, I'm not. Hell no." At this point, the most I ever ran was a 5K, which is like 3 miles. And I'm like, "Brother, there ain't no way I'm doing that." So a couple of days go on, and he's like, "Dude, my coach just backed out. I need somebody to go with me." I'm like, "All right, fuck it, I'm going." So I went, bro, and it was the craziest experience. It was up in Vermont with the craziest people that you'll ever meet. Think about it. So to give you an explanation, it was a mile loop, and you had 24 hours to just go around it as many times as possible.
Nah, I go crazy, bro.
No sleep. You
I
just
go
keep
crazy,
going,
bro.
keep going, and keep going. My homie, I think he was at like 60 something miles. I got to like 55. It was
Damn.
the craziest experience, bro. It was like an outer body experience. My body was messed up for like 2 weeks after that.
What do you think
but
about during that?
Nothing. You're present, bro. You're present in the moment.
It's a crazy experience, bro.
Yes, bro. And that's why I love run. That's why I fell in love with running. Like yeah, I still got a belly on me, but I like running, bro. Like now that I'm training for this marathon, it's
Mhm.
because it's more than just a physical thing. I think it's more mental than anything, right? Because when your mind is telling you to stop, you can say, "Nah, shut up. I'm gonna keep going." Right? And once you do that, it is so powerful, bro, because your body will continue to go way longer than your mind tells you that you can go.
Bro,
Right?
than you ever know. Like, yo,
Yep.
the first marathon that I did that day, I forget how long it took me, but here's what happened. I go into it, I have no idea, right? So I'm freaking running. These It's called ultra marathons, like ultra running.
Yeah.
That's what this sport's called. And I'm over there legit running in the beginning, like jogging around this freaking thing, and everybody's laughing at us. They're like, "Yo, you guys aren't gonna make it."
Yeah.
So I ran a whole entire marathon, and my body just shut down. Like, I could barely move, bro. So literally for the next, I wanted to hit at least 2 marathons in a day. So for the next marathon, I legit dragged my feet, and I was like barely freaking walking for the next probably like half a day. Got to the point where I had to go back to the car at some point because my knees were just so messed up. But there was like 3 hours left, and I had 7 miles to go. So I just drank a Celsius, and I was like, "Bro, I got to make this shit happen." I don't know what happened. It was like God that just picked me up and pushed me to go do it. And I did hit the 2 marathons, which is dope.
That's amazing.
Bro, because imagine if you would have stopped right before you accomplished that. You'd have felt
I've
like a
been,
bitch.
I've been a little bitch.
I know me personally, I would have felt like a little bitch, bro. I would have been
I,
like,
I
wow.
felt like a little bitch for sure.
You did all that just to not finish? Like
Yeah, dog. I didn't come up here in the sticks of Vermont to not finish.
that's one of my favorite sayings, bro, is I ain't come this far just to come this far. Like,
Hmm.
you gotta finish. You gotta finish. But yo, that's super important, bro. I'm pumped for this marathon. The goal is to make it to Boston, bro. And to qualify for
Okay.
Boston. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, the goal is to do an Ironman, which is crazy. It's a marathon. It's a triathlon. It's a marathon. It's like 118 miles on a bike and 2 miles swimming, which is like the swimming seems like the hardest to me, like when I think about it. But it's just exciting because it's never ending.
I'll backstroke in 2 miles.
Oh nah.
Finish, dog.
Oh,
Word. I won't keep too much of your time because I want other guests to hop in. I'm gonna see if I can get a couple of my homies to come in here.
love it.
And yeah, keep doing your thing, guys.
Word.
Thank you, bro.
Peace.
Nick
Thank
Vlay,
you.
everybody. Make sure y'all
Signing
subscribe to my dog on YouTube. Make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. He's also streaming on YouTube daily. What's your Instagram, bro? Plug him in. No, your YouTube or Instagram, whatever. Plug your profile,
Yeah,
bro.
my Instagram is at Nick Vlay, and then my YouTube is my name right here. You'll see it right here, Nick Villegas. So yeah, go check me out. I go live every single day. Daryl's usually there. The team is there, and we're locking up deals. I'm also doing like an agent outreach thing, and I'm doing that with Chuck Russell. I haven't announced that yet, but that's going to be super dope. So, yeah. I'll see y'all soon. Keep it up. Wholesale Hard Knocks. You know the vibes.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
Peace. You too, guys.
Who's up?
Yo, so who got some questions for us, man? We got 20 people on here right now. Yo, if y'all not subscribed to me or Mike's YouTube channel, make sure y'all sub to both of us. Make sure y'all like this video. If y'all have any questions, make sure y'all hit this link right here. If y'all on Instagram, jump to the YouTube, hit the link. We're bringing people up on the stream with us to ask any questions y'all got, real estate related, whether it's wholesale, fix and flip, creative finance, Airbnb, rentals, whatever, we can help. So make sure y'all jump up in here, hit this link. We love to see y'all up here on YouTube with us. Yo, Mike.
So, what up, bro?
What's up? Nah, bro. Go ahead, dog.
Well, I was gonna ask you, what are you doing to prepare for this marathon?
I'm running a lot. I changed my diet up a little bit. I changed my diet up a little bit because I eat terribly. So I got that going on.
First time I talked to you, bro, you're like, my bad. I was eating with the family.
Yeah, bro. I always eating, bro. But I do intermittent fasting. So like I only eat like probably like twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I eat in between like 11 and 8. I don't eat after those times. So I don't eat before 11 or after 8. So that should be tough, bro.
Yeah, it works for a lot of people. We got a question from Benny here.
Shout out to Benny. Yo, y'all like my genie in the bottle?
I love that, bro. That's fire. Does it smell good?
Hell yeah. Yo, so Benny, I'm actually buying an Airbnb in Georgia. It's not in Atlanta. It's in Georgia. So I'm good, right? Mine is in Riverdale, right outside of Atlanta. But from what I know, from what I've heard in Atlanta, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, that rule is for pretty much homeowners who are Airbnb-ing their properties, not companies, LLCs. Because like when you think about it, right? If I have a company, an LLC that is owning my property or renting a property from me, how can I live in it as an LLC? Right? I don't live there. I'm not an LLC. Like I'm not a person. It's an LLC. So I can rent out.
I don't even know about this. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Atlanta's pretty much trying to crack down on Airbnbs. They have a rule saying that you can only have like 2 Airbnbs or something like that, and one of them you have to live in it. But I'm pretty positive that it's only like owner occupants, like regular families that own houses, and they would just want to make them Airbnbs. I'm pretty positive you're good with the LLC. You just need to get like a certificate. But like, here's the thing, yo, they're gonna regulate stuff everywhere. Like when they first had cars, right? When they first came out with cars, they didn't have no damn stop signs or traffic lights. People were just driving recklessly, right? But then they put that stuff in there. You had to adapt. So it's just like with Airbnb laws, with wholesale laws. I don't think it's going away. I think they're just going to regulate it, and you have to follow the rules, right? That's all it is. On YouTube, people are trying to scare you, bro. People are trying to scare you. They want you to buy their course. YouTube is for entertainment, right? So definitely dig in deeper and do your own research before like just taking what people are saying on YouTube, because you can still own Airbnbs in Atlanta for sure. I know plenty of people.
What people will do on YouTube is they'll create a thumbnail, right? Actually, he just said it. I saw some.
Oh yeah, I saw a thumbnail.
It's funny. I didn't even know that. Swear to God. They'll create a thumbnail to catch your attention. Why? Yeah, they want you to watch the video. So they're gonna put something crazy like Airbnb owners to not do Airbnb anymore in Atlanta, and you're like, wait, crap, that's me. And you go and listen to it. And then all of a sudden you listen to the video that's 15 minutes long and he only talked about that for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We need to start doing that, bro.
Come on, dog.
We need to start doing some clickbait, dog.
Right. But here's the thing, like I could already think of something. okay, if that happens and you can only have so many Airbnbs, I would just get an LLC for every property. Right?
You can.
I don't even know like what the rules are or something, but there's like Daryl saying, just get resourceful and figure it the fuck out.
I mean, a quick Google search.
Damn, y'all are leaving us hanging and drying, man. Somebody come up here.
Don't nobody want to ask no questions, bro. They must not like us, though.
We got 17 people watching, I believe, just on YouTube alone, and nobody wants to ask a question.
They don't like us, dog.
We both put it at the same time. Well, what was your week like, bro, with all the new things going on?
Oh man, bro. Shit. I mean, it's been good. It's definitely been good. I'm working on. I got to get back in my routine, bro. I need to get a new routine and stick to it. It's really tough. It's been really tough. Like just transitioning from the East Coast to the West Coast because my business is pretty much operating on East Coast time. So by the time I wake up at like 4 o'clock, right? By that time, the time that starts, it's morning mindset coffee, right? So which means I need to wake up at like 3:30 to get like my morning routine going, like get my prayers in, get my meditating in, all that good stuff, right? And for some reason, like I could wake up at 4 all day, but that 3:30 just been messing with me. And then once I wake up at 4, like everything's pushed back, So like it's been tough. It's definitely been tough, bro. But I'm adjusting. Um, I actually had to do one of the nastiest things ever in my life, and I'll tell the story today, bro. Yo, so if y'all don't know, right? If y'all don't know, I moved into an RV. I'm in Arizona. I'll give a full RV tour. You see, I got my little couch right there. I got my living room right there. But I just dropped my phone. But I moved into an RV, right? I live in. Dang, dog, we made it. We made it, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
Yo, whose channel is that on, dog? Is that on mine or yours?
Oh no, bro. But we made it.
Yo, save that for Freaky Friday yesterday, bro.
All right, but look. So I moved into an RV, right? And Logan called me the one day. Shout out to Logan. This is his RV. I'm just running it out, right? It's at his Airbnb. I'm helping manage the Airbnb. I'm not doing much. Like all I'm doing is like if they need toilet paper and stuff like that, I'll fill that. I'll just do like boots on the ground stuff, pretty much, right? I help them whenever they call me. I help them, right? So Logan called me the other day. He's like, "Yo, you know anything about RVs?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Good, neither do I." He's like, "But what I do know is you got to dump your shit once a week." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Time out. Hold on, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's like a drain. You got to hook up a tube to it. Blah blah blah." Right? So I'm like, "All right, cool. Let's figure out how to do it." He has all the tools here for me to do it, except for gloves. There's no gloves here, which I was freaking pissed about.
That's probably the most important tool, dog.
It's the most important. It's the most important, bro. So, we getting a lot of questions now. Let me finish telling my story, right? Because there's a lesson at the end of the story, right? So, I set it up, right? I set everything up. I'm a firm believer in like I just figure shit out, right? Like I don't really look at directions and instructions and shit. Like I just figure it out, right? So I figured it out. I I hooked up the tube from the RV to the drain. It was like this short, right? Like it couldn't reach by like this much, bro. And I had to connect the new tube to an old tube to make it longer, right? I think they're really watching, bro, like really learning. Like they're really commenting like some actual shit. But but so we have the tube set up, right? It's like, bro, literally an inch short, bro. An inch short. So I stretch it and I like get it stuck. I get it on the drain and I had it placed there. Like I had put something on top of it to have it placed there. and like it was set. It was set, right? So I pulled a lever for all the black water, which is shit water, for the shit water to start draining out, right? So it's moving really slow, right? It gets to the top. It gets to like right to the top, right before it's supposed to drain into the little drain, right? Or the sewage system. The shit snaps, bro. The
Nah,
shit
dog.
it snaps, bro. It snaps. And shit started, it was like pouring out like really slow onto the ground, bro. And I'm like, fuck. So I like had to pick the tube up and like stand it up so that, and this is probably a nasty ass story. It was even nastier to fucking be there. But I had to stand it up so that like it wouldn't fall anymore. Right? It wouldn't fall out. It was just sitting there. I sprinted to the truck, stopped the machine, ran back, and I'm like, damn, how am I gonna get this into this drain? I'm not about to call Logan because he's in Montana. He can't help, right? So I'm like, let me get creative. I found a funnel. I found a big ass funnel that was in his. Nah, for real, Oscar. I'm really glad. I found a big ass funnel, right? And I ended up connecting the funnel to the tube, to the broken tube, and it starts like pouring in from there. That shit's taking way too long. I'm like, I need to figure this out faster. I go and grab like 5 big ass trash bags and start filling it up, bro. Start filling the trash bags up and then pouring it into the drain, bro. And yo, that shit was disgusting. I was heated. I was so mad, bro. Like I don't think I've been that mad before in a while, bro. I was so mad. And I think they may have even be able to see it on the ring camera, bro.
No, hold on. So one last thing before you finish. Where the hell do you put this stuff?
The shit?
Yeah.
There's a drain, a sewage system that's in the ground that you just pop it up in the backyard. You just pop it up and just connect it. Not the RV, it has wheels, but I need a truck to drive it. Or else I would have just reversed it a little bit and that would have been good.
Yeah, you might have to get you a truck, bro.
Nah, facts. But here's the lesson though, because it came with a lesson, right? Not that Shane, I wish I could. I was about to try to just He-Man that shit and just pull it, but that wasn't gonna work. Here's the lesson, right? Because I was pissed. I was heated. I could have let that ruin my whole day. I did have to take a little break. Like I took a shower and just sat down. I just had to reflect. And I'm like, yo, I could either be mad at this or I could take out the positive, right? Like, first of all, I got creative as shit. I figured out a problem. I figured out a solution to the problem, right? It was a shitty problem, but I figured out a solution, right? And 2, now I know how to do this, right? Now I know how to do it way easier, right? Where I can just do it and it'll be done in like 3 minutes next time, right? And it's like, you got to learn how to, like I was talking to Keston about this. He's like, you got to learn how to laugh at yourself, bro. And like don't take stuff too seriously, right? Yeah, yes, that was a disgusting, shitty situation, literally, right? Shitty situation, shitty solution, right? But I figured out how to make that work. I laughed at myself at the end of the day, and now I know exactly how to get this done the next time.
Yeah, bro.
I'm probably gonna outsource it next time.
I swear to God, I was just gonna say, you talked about before in the beginning of the episode that you outsource everything, and major thing that you need to outsource.
Nah, for sure.
So that's amazing. So yeah. What do we got for the next question?
We had a bunch of questions up here on the side. I wonder if Naked HD has any questions. So we got a question for you, Mike. Shane said, how'd you get so cool, bro? How'd you begin putting yourself out there? Was it getting on Zooms or the nightly dial or daily dial? What worked for you and what didn't work for you? I would think.
You can go, bro.
I can answer that. I made it a point to be extremely annoying in sub 2. Like I posted in sub 2 every single day. Whatever I could post, I posted. Like whether it's like call recordings or just like what happened during the day. anything, right? I would just be extremely, extremely annoying, right? And then I had a one-on-one with Pace, and he had told me, he's like, honestly, bro, let me run that back. This was out of necessity because I was broke. I couldn't even reach out. I couldn't even get any cold callers and get any leads or pay for any systems or nothing like that, right? So I had a one-on-one with Pace, and he's like, I told him that, and he's like, yo, you can talk to sellers, right? You're good at talking to sellers, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, provide value to the community. It's gonna come back. He's like, the whole community, the world should know that you are great at talking to sellers, right? So I'm like, damn. That's when I made it a point to be extremely annoying. I posted it like if you search my name and stuff too, bro, I know there's over 100 posts because post I posted regularly on a regular basis. I probably need to get back to doing that, honestly. I posted every single day. And like now, yeah, getting on the nightly dial work, getting on the daily dial work for sure. But like now today, I go on live every single day, right? I live stream on YouTube every single day, and that's really now that's at a point to hold me accountable, right? And like I like to do it now towards like the end of the day because the beginning of the day, like I'm good to go, but towards the end of the day is when I start getting a little tired, right? So I go on YouTube and the energy just comes back, right? Like I get so much energy when I'm on YouTube and I'm talking in front of people. But just putting yourself out there, it just starts with making a choice, making a decision to figure out how you can help somebody. Put it in your mind first that you're doing this to help somebody, right? Figure out how you can help somebody and go ahead and do it. Go ahead and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, what about you? Because you're the one who got me into this YouTube stuff.
Yeah, for me, I've never, to be honest, I've never really had a problem just putting myself out there. Like 3 years ago, I was pumping out a ton of content, especially when I was a barber. I was putting out a bunch of barber content, and then something happened in my life that caused me to just say, okay, I'm going to get away from social media for a little bit. And then once I started back up with real estate, I'm back hitting the ground. So I never really had a problem getting on the camera and getting myself out there. I can tell you what is my biggest problem even now is just being consistent. So like Daryll, he has a good setup every single day, no matter what. He's got to go on live. You know what I mean? And I'm actually going to start that next week, where I have an hour time block with my sales manager, and he brings me problems in that hour time block. And I either talk to a seller for him, I give him some advice, or we role play a situation that he's going to go into later. So I'll be doing the same thing to keep myself accountable to always doing this, because consistency for me is one of the hardest things. If you look back to my YouTube channel, I was doing a bunch of day in the lives, and those are my biggest views. And I stopped doing them because they were too much. Like I'm the one doing everything. That's the problem. That's why I stopped being consistent with it. But they were really good episodes, bro. It was like me going on a day of my whole entire day from start to finish. And it was really good, and they got the most views. But I'm trying to run a business and have the camera like this the whole day, and it was messing with my business.
Can I ask you a question about that, bro?
Yeah, please.
Are you not consistent in just that, or is it like other things in life as well? Would you say consistency is pretty tough for you?
Consistency is not tough for me when it comes to a lot of other things in life. Like I'm super consistent with the gym, with a lot of things I'm super consistent with.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not consistent with making the best content. I can be consistent with making content. Like we do this every single week.
Right.
You know, I'm putting out a reel every single day, and I'm consistent with that. But that's not what I want to do. I want to be putting out things like the day in the lives and everything like that consistently on a consistent basis. It's just super hard to do it while I'm running a business. So it goes back to what I was talking about way earlier on in the episode. It is my freaking responsibility to scale myself out of this wholesale business, because once I do scale myself out of the wholesale business, that's
whatever you want.
I can do. I can go dedicate time to go doing that. And it'll allow me to hire a team, which will allow me to be more consistent with really good content.
Bro, I kind of want to hit on that consistency thing really quick, because like, yo, that's the key to everything, right? Like, especially in entrepreneurship, you got to be consistent. And I was talking to Keston about this. Sorry, I bring Keston up a lot because I just hired him as my high performance coach, but
Mhm.
he helps me bring up, like, he helps me realize a lot of stuff that I didn't realize before. And he told me like that's like one of my superpowers, and I didn't notice that. He's like, yo, you're extremely consistent. And now that I'm thinking about it, right, like just throughout my life, I am really consistent, but like
Mhm.
it can go from, like, you can be consistent doing the right things, or you can be consistent doing the wrong things. Especially for me, right? Like if I, let's say like the gym, right? Say I don't go to the gym for a couple days, I'm going to be extremely inconsistent for a long time until I get back up and keep going. Then I'm going to be extremely consistent for a long time until I get that shit going, right? Like we're making calls, right, and just working every single day. I just made a choice to be extremely consistent, and that's what I'm going to do, right? Like before I got into real estate, just like working and making calls all day and just doing the business all day, I was extremely consistent playing Madden, bro. Like I would wake up, play Madden all day, bro. Go to work, come home, sleep for a little bit, wake up, play Madden again until it's time to go to work. Like all day, bro. Literally, it was shitty. I
Mm.
was drifting, bro. So like with me, it's like you got to make a choice, and it's really tough to make a choice and get out of the consistency of doing something that's not great for you right away, right, and to doing something that's beneficial to you and your family and your life forever, right. So it's really tough to cross that bridge, but once you get there, you should be able to coast, right, and just stay consistent. Like it's crazy, it's crazy, bro.
It's just like Oscar, right? If Oscar has been doing seller calls, he knows in the beginning it was very tough to start those seller calls. He knows, he was like, damn, I don't really know what I'm doing, and what the hell are these sellers gonna say to me? Are they gonna tell me to F off or whatever the case is, right? And then all of a sudden you do it for a week and you're like, oh, it's not that bad. So to help Oscar out, I think if he can look at it from that standpoint, or I'm sure maybe he's not talking to sellers. Maybe there's something else in his life that he wanted to do. Then all of a sudden, a week later, after doing it for a week straight, he was like, oh, it wasn't that bad. That's really what content is. And then once you start doing it, you're like, here's what actually ends up happening. Once you start doing it, it's going to be weird not putting yourself out there. You're going to be like, what the heck? Why didn't I post on Instagram today?
Yeah.
It's
Here's
going to be
another
like, it's going to be a habit.
A high equity list usually seller finance or Morby method.
I would say, yeah, go ahead.
I don't pull lists, so you got this.
I would say high equity lists are everything. High equity lists are like the biggest broad list that you can pull, right? So you're getting every type of deal in that list. So really, I think a lot of people will like look for a list to figure out a specific deal, um, a specific type of deal. At the end of the day, what we do in our business, we have a very big, broad, what we call a pain list that's driven towards all types of pain: divorce, probate, um, what else? Pre-foreclosures, tax liens, all these things. Like literally anything that you could think of that could make somebody want to sell their property, we pull that and call everybody. And then once we keep calling them in our sales process, we try to figure out what their pain is. So it's the sales process that figures out the seller's pain. It's not the list. A lot of the times the lists are cool. Like if you're going to go knock pre-foreclosures because you want some sub-2 deals, yeah, that makes sense. So let me reverse that a little bit. Something like pre-foreclosures because you want a bunch of sub-2s, that makes sense. Or like I know Max Maxwell, when he started, he was just deep diving in on probates because he knew probate really well. Like if you have a specialty like that, then yes, go after whatever it is. But if you're just looking to wholesale and solve problems, just get a big broad list. And something like high equity is a big broad list. It's just tough though because there's not a lot of driven pain into a high equity list because you're pulling a bunch of data. So if you pulled the high equity list and then stacked some types of pain points like high equity divorce, high equity tax lien, high equity whatever, right? And you put all them together and you go out and hammer it, within your sales process, you got to figure out ways to pull the pain out of the seller. If they raise their hand and they say, hey, I would sell my property, you got to figure out why.
That's the answer, bro. It's not
And
like
to add one thing, once you figure out why, then you have to use that why to then solve their problem. And the thing that solves their problem is a mortgage method or a seller finance or cash deal or whatever.
it's not the list. It's always why, right? It's always why. Like I have a strictly JV model, right? I have no clue where the hell these lists are coming from. All we care about is the motivation, right? Why are they selling? Why are what's even got them interested in selling or considering selling in the first place, right? It, this is a this is a solutions business, right? So I want everybody that is watching that's newer in the real estate, that's making, even if you're not newer to real estate, this is a good reminder, right? If you're making calls and talking to sellers on a regular basis, it is not about the house, it is not about the deal, it is not about the money. It's solving somebody's problem. Solving somebody's problem. Find a problem that somebody has, figure out what solution you have in your tool belt, or know somebody who has a solution for their problem, and solve it. The money comes after, right? So remind yourself on a regular basis before you get on calls that you're looking for problems. You're a problem solver. That will save a lot of your time from wasting time on the phone with people who are unmotivated, right? Like Mike said it yesterday, I disqualified really fast. That's because I know somebody. I can tell somebody who has pain and somebody who just wants to sell the property or just wants to hear an offer, right? I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste 10, 20 minutes talking to somebody who just wants to sell just because somebody called. No, there has to be an actual problem that we're solving. The question that I asked that I actually just learned last week to sellers is, hey man, let's say I bought this house, right? I want to bring him. Grant Cardone calls is bringing him back to the future, right? So he says, okay, so say I bought this house, right? Let's say everything works. I bought this house from you. 2 years down the line, you no longer own this house. This is my property. What problem did I solve for you? If they say nothing,
I like that.
yeah. If they say nothing, well, sure it's something, right? Why would you sell anything if you had no problem with it? I know I wouldn't. Bring some more pain out, right? But they got to bring some type. There has to be some type of pain for them to sell a property to you, that sell an asset to you, right? A house is an asset, right? There has to be some type of problem that they are facing for them to sell this property. So don't worry about the list. Don't worry about the strategy. Don't worry about nothing. Focus on the problem that your seller is having and figure out how you can solve that problem.
Mm-hmm. It's like this. It actually, to add to this, this is in all sales, in
Yes.
any type of industry. Like, quick example. I bring one of my boys to the car dealership that I went to get my car, and the car salesman stunk. He was not good. He didn't ask my boy like why he wanted a car, what he was going to use the car for, who was going to drive in the car. He wasn't asking any of those questions. He was just like, hey man, what are you here for? My homie was like, yeah, I'm here to buy a car. Okay, great. So go take a look. They're all on the lot over there. Let me know what you think looks good for you. My boy comes back and he's like, yeah, I don't really know. I don't think I'm ready to buy the car. Dude, if I was that car salesman, I promise my boy would have bought a car. I promise. And the car salesman was just like, all right, cool. Well, here's my business card. Once you're ready, come back and I'll get you hooked up. I'm like, dog, you didn't ask him nothing. What the hell are you going to use the car for?
Shitty.
You know what I'm saying? I got this SUV. You got a whole family? All right, cool. I got this SUV here. You can fit your wife in. You can fit your kids. You can fit your dog. You do it. Come on, dog. Something. Figure out the problem. Like I said, that's with all industries.
Bro, it's never about the house, bro. Like, like it'd be fun. Hold on, it's just never about the house, right? So like I talk to my team, right, and it'd be funny because they'll come up to me and they'll say, "Oh, can you underwrite this deal?" Blah blah blah. First question I always ask is, "Why are they selling?" Right?
My team gets so mad.
And then like they may tell me, right, but then I'll ask a question that comes to my mind, right, but it may not come to their mind on the call, right, and then they'll be like, "Well, I don't know." I guess that's a good question to ask. I'm like, you think, right? Like, like, there's so many times, like for Nick, for instance, right? Um, Anybody on my team, right? They'll be. I can see them because we make all of our calls in the virtual office, right? I can literally see them and feel them about the pitch terms, right? And I'm like, I just type in the chat too early, and they all know what that means. They're like too early, right? It's not time to pitch terms. It's not time because we don't know what their problem is yet. We don't know what they're trying to accomplish yet. We don't know what's going on, what they're going to do with the money, right? So like you have to understand the full picture to provide a solution. You can't provide a solution. Now, we were just talking about this on the nightly dial last night. You cannot provide a solution if you don't know the problem, right? Like I did the doctor analogy, right? If you go to a doctor's office, like if you say you go to the doctor's office, right, and it's me, it's Dr. Daryll as your doctor, right? You come in, you say, "Oh, my arm hurts," right? And I say, "Nice, we got to amputate it." I don't ask you any questions. I don't figure out what happened, how'd your arm hurt, what type of pain you're going through. Like I don't figure out nothing. I just say, "All right, we got to amputate it," and I give you a date for us to amputate your arm. You'll be like, "What the hell?" And you're gonna go get a second opinion. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah, I was a barber. I said this earlier, and when I started, I was the youngest barber in there. I did not have the best haircut. Like I was not giving out the best haircuts in the barbershop. I was actually giving out the worst because everybody in there was there for 10 plus years. They were really good, right? But at the end of the day, I was still making a good amount of money, probably in the top 50% of the barbershop because I was a servant. Like my clients would come in and I would serve them like crazy. The cut might not came out so crazy, but I made sure that why they came to the barbershop that day, they got accomplished. If they were like, "Dude, I got to be out in 30 minutes because I got something going on." Okay, cool. I'm rushing. If they just needed to sit there and talk about something because they were going on about something in life, I was there for the conversation. I literally learned my clients like crazy and what they wanted out of the experience and served. It's all like everything, especially even with sales and real estate, it's the user experience, right? What does the end user get out of this? Does the end user feel like you are helping them? Or are you just there to get their money from a haircut?
Bro, were you the barber that like washed their hair and gave facials and all that good stuff?
Yeah, dog. I was giving the hot towel shave. If you got time today, I'm giving the shave.
I like it. I like it, bro. Yeah, do we have any other questions? Like we got 22 people watching right now. Shout out to y'all. 22 people watching throughout me and Mike's YouTubes and Facebooks. Make sure y'all jump. If y'all not on YouTube, jump to YouTube, subscribe to both of our channels, like the video, smash the like button. I hope we have around 22 likes since we got 22 people watching. So make sure y'all jump in here. If you have any questions, jump onto the StreamYard. Mike just dropped the link for the StreamYard. Jump up on here. We can answer your questions before I got to go do my run for the day.
Yeah, if you're on IG, go to my story, click the link in my story, and then hop on the YouTube page and click the StreamYard link in the comments, and you can pop up and ask.
Got a question about Nick, bro.
We got doing a weekend for your business. Anything different? I work on weekends with my team. So for me, for the week, I look at figuring things out. I'm making sure that we're in the right spot. Saturdays, I usually do have stuff in the trenches working on Saturdays. I also have this, but Sundays I am just kind of uses where he said he gets up in a tree and kind of sees the forest keep going.
I like that. For me personally, I don't, and I am looking to add 3 more people to the team. 2 lead managers, 1 closer. So let me know. Hey, you feel me? But I am still working on the weekend less. So like during the week, right? There's a lot of things that goes down that isn't really money making activities. It's not going to make me money right now. Like I'm not like I like not talking to a lender or underwriting deals for the team or stuff like that. That has to Mike does have to guard a little. But they say our stream's buffering, bro. They say it's lagging, dog. Y'all hear us? They're trying to blame the RV Wi-Fi. I got good Wi-Fi, motherfucker. But like I was saying, I'm gonna keep going anyways. On the weekends, I like to work on the business, right? So um, I'll do things like put together my SOPs, right? I'll make sure like everything in the business, especially on the acquisition side, since I run the acquisition side, is perfect, right? Like I want to make sure that this is a machine, and I'm just constantly building things to help me get pulled out of the business, right? Like so, like this weekend, what I'm doing is I'm gonna take my time to put together a whole bunch of Loom videos for the acquisitions team, right? So as soon as somebody gets onboarded and they come on, they have a packet that I can just send them, right? Transaction coordinator will have a packet that I can just send them. I'll make the videos, right? But then I'll have my integrator put them together in like a Dropbox, something like that, and then we'll be good to go, right? So I work on the business over the weekend more than I'm working in the business, but like during the week, I'm more like in the trenches with y'all, underwriting deals. I may make some seller calls here and there, um, talking to my lenders and shit like that.
So yeah, I forgot to add on Saturdays, not this Saturday because my business partner's going away, but me and my business partner get in the office and we get on the whiteboard and do exactly what I was saying. We go over what happened earlier on that week and what we need to work on going forward. We look at goals like quarterly goals, half a year goals, yearly goals. So it's just important for us to figure out. It's just so that we stay on track, especially with me and him. It's important that you and your business partner are on the same page.
Yeah.
So this question right here. Harvey says, the biggest challenge in my business right now is not having an ongoing training system and or process for my lead manager. She isn't grasping the concept, uncovering pain in order to provide a solution.
Yeah. Harvey, can you come up here, bro? I'd love to answer this in like face to face.
Yeah, because this is a really good question.
Yeah. Harvey, hit that link, dog. Yeah, that's the AC, Tyler. If you guys are on my Instagram, that's the AC. That's why I got these headphones. So I don't think y'all can hear the AC on YouTube because I have these headphones in. Y'all might be able to, maybe not. Let me know.
Yeah,
Mike,
he needs that AC because he'll be sweating.
Nah, for sure. And I'm not turning the AC off. Y'all got to deal with that if y'all hear it. I tried it one day, bro. I went on the live. I was on live and I turned my AC off. I was on there sweating, bro. I took my shirt off and everything. Like I was dying. I don't think Harvey wants to come up here, y'all.
All right, we can answer it. So what's your training process like, Daryll?
OJT. On the job training. Yeah. So like what we do is I'll teach them how to go through the systems and stuff like that and like how everything works. But Yeah, I like to just throw people into the fire. We do role playing on a regular basis. We go through like sales training videos on a regular basis. We break down Pacers calls. We break down Chris Voss shit. We break down this guy named Jack Miller. Like we do a lot of videos and a lot of like breaking the videos down, and then we do role playing as well, right? So it's on the job training for the most part. And I've seen that helps a lot more than like putting together like slideshows and shit like that. It doesn't work for me, right? Like I don't learn from slideshows, so I can't expect the people on my team to learn from slideshows as well. And that's why it's important to understand who you have on your team, right? Like what type of person you have on your team and how they learn. Um, because if you're just putting slideshows out there, they may not be learning, right? Like I am probably doing a bad job now that I'm talking about it because we've watched a lot of videos in the past couple of weeks on like pace making calls and like Chris Voss and stuff. I don't know if my team actually learns that way, right? So I need to have that conversation with them and see what they like better, us doing the role playing or the calls. But I kind of want to mix both in. But it's important to do things like role play with your team on a regular basis, bro. Like if you can role play daily, because that's, in my opinion, that's how they're going to learn the best. That's how I learn the fastest, and I think that's how other people will too.
Yeah, so I have a question on IG. I'll get back to the question on IG in just a minute after I answer this. But this is interesting because I'm going through this right now. About a week and a half ago, I hop on a Q&A call with Pace. And my question was very similar. Like, dude, I'm having a really tough time delegating and getting my team to do things that I need them to do, especially my sales manager. And he's like, dude, you're micromanaging way too much. Like, I was doing that. I was having a bunch of videos, a bunch of one-on-ones, a bunch of sales training, like everything myself. And I thought that's what I should do. Until I realized Pace is like, dude, just go make them get their hands dirty. And he told us a story where he started a sales job and the business owner said, hey, bro, here are 250 cards, right? And there were 250 leads on those cards. That business owner said, you don't have a job here if you don't book an appointment with me from one of these 250 cards and I close that deal. You have a week to do that. If you don't do that in the next week, we're not a good fit here. Right? And he's like, what the heck? I didn't get any training. Like, you didn't tell me what to do. I don't even know what to say. He's like, I don't care. Just go get it done. If you can't go get it done and be resourceful, then you're not a good fit here.
I like that.
What did Pace do? Obviously, because he's a boss, he got it done.
I like that.
Right? So I had the conversation with my team like, yo, it's time to own your stuff, right? It's time to take ownership of your position. So from there, we've had a bunch of contracts in the past 2 weeks, and it's because of that. I'm not going to say anything else. It literally is because of I implemented that. I stopped micromanaging that hour time block that I was talking about earlier that I have with my sales manager. Hey, you have this hour, what I call a cheat code. You have an hour, which is your hour time block for cheat codes to go close sellers, and I will help you out. I'll hop on the phone with the seller if you need to. I'll go tell you what to do. But essentially, your training comes from the opportunities that you're bringing me. So you got to go out and go hustle and get the opportunities. You'll get the training once you pop up an opportunity. See what I mean?
Cause problems.
Go cause chaos and come bring it to me, and you're going to learn on the job, just like Daryll was saying. Now, with this being said, at the moment in our business, we are uplifting a lot of team members. So a lead manager is coming to junior acquisitions. A cold caller is coming to lead manager. And what does that look like? We're essentially having them self-coach each other. So my lead manager, who's been with me for over a year now, she is going to coach the cold caller on how to do her position. And what does that look like? Every other day, they flip-flop. One day, Karen, she's my lead manager. She just does lead manager stuff. And Alex, the one that's coming on to lead manager, shadows her. right? And Karen gives feedback. Hey, this is what I did here. Alex asks questions. Oh yeah, this is what I did here. This is why I did that. Whatever. Vice versa. The next day, Alex does lead manager stuff, and Karen shadows and gives feedback, and that is their training. And then obviously there was a couple of days where Karen had to teach her how to use the CRM and how to do all the system things. But that is just stuff that you can record, right? Like you can record that and it'll always be there. That's just something that they'll always know how to do. But when it comes to like something like sales and converting, that's something that you just got to have them hammering on. So I forget what my business owner called it, but my business partner called it. But essentially what it is self-managing in the team. They're managing each other. And with that being said, we also set up accountability partners within the team. So they all have goals that they want to hit, certain amount of leads, certain amount of contracts, or whatever, and they squat it up within the team to hold each other accountable, and they talk about it once a day. Hey, what's going on? Why are you hitting goals? Why are you not hitting your goals? What do you need your goals to be bigger? Like, what should we do? And they are holding each other accountable. And I literally threw it on them, and I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and make sure that you guys do these calls. We're a family here, and I expect that you guys do the calls because you guys know what it does for the business and what it does for the family. Because every time a lead manager is pushed up to acquisitions, everybody else eats. And you guys understand this is a family.
I like that. We just implemented the partnership thing, the accountability partners. It's been good. Just did it this week. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Thank you for putting me in it, bro.
Yeah, I love it. Question: how can we find an account? This is crazy. How can we find an accountability partner in a team that is doing business? I'm very overwhelmed.
Just gotta ask. You gotta ask the right.
You gotta put yourself out there, bro.
You gotta take action and put yourself out there. Like, the way that I had started off on somebody's team. The way that they brought me onto their team because they just seen that I took a whole lot of fucking action. Bro. I took a whole lot of action, and I came to them and just kept coming.
And you saw it. You caught his attention.
Exactly. And the stream is choppy for everybody, bro. That's what it's looking like.
The heck?
Almost time to wrap it up anyways, though. Yo, I don't think I ever told you. I had it for that one. We got missed it. He technically hasn't confirmed yet, but he told me he'd love to be. He just needs to check and know about what his life. So I'll follow up in the day, but I'm gonna put it out there. Rich.
That's
it's gonna be lit because I got so many questions for that. And I'm going to my business that I'm pretty positive he has accomplished because this guy is crushing it. I say crushing business stuff, but I don't care. I watched the video with his business. And they're dead ass competing with Jamil. Yeah. Jamil's doing a lot.
Their business model.
Shit, we'll find out next week, bro. Out of JV. A lot of wholesalers reach out and they're doing like they have hedge fund buys, they do fix and flips, they do a lot of creative stuff. So I'm excited to find out well. So it's gonna be good, bro. It's gonna be real good. Yeah, they keep saying our audio's bad though, bro. I hear you pretty well. I don't know if you hear me good. But
I hear you fine. Maybe it's just going through YouTube or everything else.
So, yo, we had a lot of people on today, bro. I'm happy for the support. This is gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep bring value to y'all as much as possible. Like that's our main concern with wholesale on YouTube and on Instagram, right? And it's just to provide value, right? So that's jump up here, my brother. But yeah, that's what we do, man. We're here to provide value. So much
next
value.
time we do this, because we're gonna do this on my screen for those of you, for those how many people can pop up, come on.
Yeah.
Right now, it is 2 people. I want freaking 50 people next time.
Let's just bring everybody up. I think we can bring 10 people in at the same time.
Or if Eric responds to his question.
Man. Bro, listen to this idea that I just got. Well, not really. It's an idea. But, so you know I'm living at an Airbnb. So I asked Logan and Katie, I'm like, what if I get a car to put on Daryll? Would y'all be down with like including that in your like book the Airbnb and the Toro at the same exact time? Once that shot.
Yo, this man is a hustler.
Yeah.
Man is a hustler.
So I'm about to get it. I'm about to get the Toro, and I'm gonna drive it for free. Have a deal. You said have a deal as if he has it to. He has it locked up. Owner is an investor, and it's substantively locked up. I don't know. Not sure how to approach it. Yeah, I can read. Eric just can't say. Go ahead.
Somebody sent him the same deal. So somebody must have, a wholesaler must have sent him the deal.
That's what it seems like. It's like he's working on a deal. I know. I'm not sure if Eric talks to the seller. I don't know if Eric just buys. I know he's a buyer in Jacksonville, and he's close to him to say, hey, just be fully transparent, right? Just say, hey, I'm actually working on this lead right now. If you already have it locked up, if so, I'm a buyer, right? I'll talk to him like that. And he doesn't have it locked up, and like yeah, it seems like you're working on a deal. This is weird because they say I have a deal that I've been working on, a deal and a contract, right? So like you can get a contract, and it's not a deal until you are closed on, right? So I don't know if you have a contract you've been working on, or like a lead you've been working on, or and somebody just sent it to you to buy it, or if you already have been like have this under contract and you're about to close on it. Like
yeah, that is 2 different things. Because if you do have it under contract and you're about to close on it, go file a memorandum ASAP.
Yeah. Eric, can you please jump up here, bro? Stream, we can answer your question.
Either way, if you have it under contract, go.
Confusion.
Oh, okay. So the wholesaler has it locked up. It sounds like he's working with the lead, and the wholesaler locked it up at a way higher number, and he was talking to the lead. Right? So in that case, yeah, so it's a lead. In that case, if it's a lead that you're working on and a wholesaler already has it locked up, there's really nothing that you can do. You can't really go around the wholesaler, nor would I try to do that. Just, in my opinion, not good business. But I would talk to the wholesaler, one, maybe educate or if you're direct to the seller, just let them know. If you're talking to them and you're like, oh yeah, oh you're already in the contract with somebody else, I'm here to buy it. How this person is making money if they're buying it at that number? So I say that all the time. Some sellers say, yeah, I have a guy who said, I'd hit buy at 200 and ARB is freaking 230, and the deal just doesn't make sense. And I'm like, dude, that's a good offer. You should probably take that.
What up? Wholesale Hard Knocks.
Eric, what up,
Hard Knocks. What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
So let me explain what I was trying to say. So
Hey,
I drove up. I was doing driving for deals.
Real quick, sorry. You have this put up on another. Also, I'm not put up on YouTube.
Is that what's going on?
I think so.
Why is that going? Still echoing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. How about now?
Test.
It's cool when you talk. Eric.
It's cool when you talk, Eric. Hold on, I can't see. So I went to see this property. I drove by, there was a sign. And I stopped in, I called it, we set up an appointment about 2 weeks ago. I go to see him, we talk, and prior to leaving, because he's like, I want to be close to 3. Right down the road. I said, I'm probably not going to be a buyer at the number that you're looking to be, unless you're looking to do something. I already knew that he was an investor, unless you're looking to do something that you can find. And I said, well, then I jumped on and I said, unless you're looking to do something with the 50, where I can take over the mortgage and work something out with you. He said, absolutely. So let's make an appointment. So I have the number set up. I said, well, I need to work on. Okay, well, give me a call tomorrow and I'll go over the numbers with you. An Astro guy, he goes, oh, I got this property buying, and what do you call it? Jacksonville. It's the same property. But he said, he's saying the ask is $275. I didn't get that. All the owner said was that they were offers. He said he had an offer for $290. So I don't know if the dude is going based on an offer and trying to work me into the deal, if I jump on it, or if he does have him locked up and man just trying to play his cards.
Okay. So there's a couple different things. So there's a couple different things. I don't know why it's. Yeah, now it's good. Okay, so there's a couple different things. Obviously, lying to you. In that case, like, are you under contract with somebody? If so, that's fine. You gotta let them do the deal, right? I'm not here to steal, and we can go do the deal how we said it, right? So you gotta let that rock, because at the end of the day, you're not gonna go around the contract that's in place. But what could be happening is the wholesaler could just be reaching out to his buyers list to see where his buyers would be at with the wholesaler. like, hey man, I actually went on an appointment with this property. Ask him, yeah, sure, can you send me the purchase and sale agreement?
Yep. That's how I would say, yeah, sure, send me the redacted contract. See what they say. How fast can you close?
Hey, I might be able to buy at 280. Could you send me the purchase and sale agreement?
Yep.
Doesn't, then
That sounds good. Now that's so. My thing was, even if he had it locked, I would still do it creatively. I wouldn't do it as a cash buy. So I would, it wouldn't be on a cash. It's not going to make sense cash for this guy. It's going to make sense if we do it creatively. I mean, the house is worth it. Definitely worth it. It's a 2,700 to afford to, and even it still performs at a 3.2. So everything is really. So that's where I was at with it. So I wanted to approach it because that's what I figured. I said, this guy doesn't have it locked up, but he's trying to see if I would buy it on it, that he would try to lock it up. But then again, I don't want to speculate that either. So I was going to go ahead and speak to the owner and say, there were two different approaches. Is go to the owner and tell him, hey, somebody sent me the same deal. Do you have a contract with somebody, or I was going to ask him that, but then I said, you know what? Let me talk to somebody first before I say that. I wasn't sure yet how I should approach it.
Either one would work.
In my opinion, I would go to the wholesaler first, because you don't want to burn the bridge with the wholesaler, and figure out if they do have it under contract or not. And then once you figure out that they don't have it under contract, you go back and you tell them, hey bro, this was actually one of my operation of how it played out. Right? Like, yeah, dude, I would be a buyer on it. Oh, there's no purchase and sale agreement? Great. This was actually one of my leads. I was going to do a creative finance deal with this guy. And see what he says.
Yeah, I'll do that.
He's
literally. And I have the proof on it, so it's nothing like I can show him the phone call and the text, so it's not even something that I couldn't prove to him. Hey, I've been talking to the guy. I mean, I know the guy's name, and we built a decent rapport. So as far as, I'll never do any kind of dirty work on anything. I'm always upfront and everything, but I just wanted to know how to approach it in case, like I said, on the wholesale side, he was just fishing. So if he was fishing, I get it. But, if you don't have it locked up, that's a different story. Then again, that's why I was going to approach the seller in a sense and say, hey, listen, somebody offered me the same deal. Are you under contract? Or, because I didn't want to put the wholesaler on the spot. Because, I thought of asking him for the contract, but, some wholesalers are going to be like, they're going to be funny about that.
Yeah, I would say go with the wholesaler for sure, big bro. I think that's your best bet, like Mike said. 25, still alive.
It. Out here grinding, bro. Every day and everywhere I'm out here looking for a property. So I got a couple today I'm looking at, and I made a couple of calls, but I know it's the weekend, it's the holiday weekend, so I'm probably not going to get a response. But since I got here, every day I found a property to call, and just driving for dollars. Yo, J-Bill got a lot going on. It's crazy, but there's a lot going on. I haven't had this much, momentum movement in a minute since I got here, and I'm just laser focused on just doing this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like every day I go out here and I'm grinding. Every day is a work day for me. Yeah, you know the deal. so that's been the focus. And you know, I'm loving the conversation. So this beautiful house next door, I have an appointment with her tomorrow. I'm about to go knock on the door and just make sure. That's a nice house. I don't know what's going on the inside, but that was the first one. From day one, I went and I knocked on the door just to let them know we were working on this house. And then I got from her that she was selling that house. I was like, really? I said, well, you selling it to me? And she's like, well, I said, yeah, you want to sell it to me. You know? So then we were having a meetup, right? And I invited her over to eat. And so while we were eating, she's like, when you coming to my house? I said, you haven't invited me yet. She goes, well, my granddaughter comes on Sunday. I said, well, let's set it up for Sunday. Let's sit down and talk about your house, you know? And I know that that's a creative deal because she, even though she owns it 30, she probably pulled something on it. I didn't pull paperwork on it, but I'll do it tonight. She still has a mortgage on it. And she just wants to go move into town into one of those, I guess, those communities, those 55 and older communities, you know, so, and that's a nice one. The outside's nice. All I just need to do is update the inside, just get it going. But yeah, every day, bro. Every day I'm out here grinding. Every day I'm out here trying to make the magic happen. Nope, excuse me, making the magic happen, you know, and putting it in. And that's why I appreciate you out there, Daryll, every single day doing what you do. I try to promote it as much. Mike, when you get on the grind, I do the same for you. Get back on the horse. And every day I promote my peoples. I love this, what you guys do. I try to get all the newbies directed to your guys' direction because, you know, again, yesterday I had this conversation with somebody. She was asking me about wholesale. And I said, and she's in our MMC, Daryll. And I said, yo, oh, Mike's in it too. I said, you need to be going to check down and see what he's doing. So I hope she's on here. I didn't see, but yeah. A lot of people, I get value from it every day. Well, every day that I jump on. But I know that a lot of people get value from it. And it'll kind of clear up what their thoughts are and not, you know, because sometimes I hear people when they come in, they just, their thoughts might be clouded what it is that they have to do, you know, what it's going to take. So it's good that you do this on a regular basis. They see that regular people, it's not a robot, it's not a machine, it's just practice. It's just, you know, every day out here grinding, doing the same thing, you know. And what I love is that you're genuine. After some of your calls, you're like, you know what, I should have said this, or I could have said that, you know. And that's real. That's what it is. Everybody goes through that, you know. So, but I thank you guys for having me on. That's the question. I'm out here grinding too fast, still alive. You know what it is.
Bro,
you know,
hey, bro, real quick, I didn't mean to mute you. I just wanted to talk without hearing feedback. But yo, how does somebody get in contact with you? Where are you buying at?
So yeah, I'm a buyer in Jacksonville. You can check me out on IG at Eric25 still alive. All right, that's IG Eric25 still alive. And then I'll throw my number in the chat. You know, so I'll give them my Jackson number so they can hit me on the Jacksonville number. See, that's how serious I am. I went out, got a Jacksonville number, you know, and that's what it is. You got to be the part. Got to be the whole part.
That's crazy.
So,
definitely about to get an Arizona phone. Definitely gonna get an Arizona number pretty soon. So that's big, bro.
You know. And I love it because, you know what, I was listening to what you guys were talking about, Fitz and Flip, Nick asking the questions and stuff. And you know what I identify with? That I'm just an investor. You know, I wake up every day and I say, I'm a cash buyer, deals come to me. And that's facts. That's facts. If you guys see my email, you see what I'm talking about. Even on my cell phone, it gets blown up every day. I don't know why they're sending me stuff from Tucson and from all these other places. From everywhere. So I had to link up with somebody to help me with those things because all of these are signed contracts that I can't even, what am I going to do with unless somebody has a buyer for them? So I need to link up with somebody who does some real dispo. There might be some money I'm leaving on the table there, you know?
Sure. 100%, bro. Eric, I appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you coming.
I love you guys because I learn every day. So one thing, there's never a day where we can't learn something new, you know? And if you thought you learned enough, you know what it is for people. So I'm in my 50s. I say it is what it is. But I pride myself on learning something every single day. You know what I'm saying? Every single day. The day that I deny myself that fact is the day I'll stop making progress in my personal life and in my financial life. You know what I'm saying? You can't grow if you don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say that again. You can't grow if you don't know. So if you don't know, then open your mind to grow, because that's where it stops. You can't teach an old dog new tricks if the old dog's willing to learn. But it is. I'm out here. I'm hungry. Grind it. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Again, I'm going to keep pushing people your way. And if they're not watching, they need to go watch Young Nick. That's my boy, Young Nichols. He's doing his thing. Loving that. All right. Guys, thank you so much for having me up.
Appreciate you, E. Yo, so
all right, dog. I know Daryl's gonna go get ready for his marathon, man.
This is a great episode, dog.
It was.
We gotta do some more Q&As more often, brother. You want
We
wrap
gotta
it up?
we gotta get Daryl set up there, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my setup. Look, you're gonna see me pretty soon. I'm gonna have a nice little setup in here, man. It's gonna be, I'm gonna have the ambiance light setup and all that. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be good.
The good mic. I gotta get a new mic too. But
Yeah,
everybody was complaining about the everything being choppy. I don't know if it was me or you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and listen to it and see exactly what it was.
Yeah, bro.
Good episode,
All right,
dog.
y'all. Yeah, good shit today, y'all. Yo, if y'all not subscribed to me and Mike's channels, make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channels. We go live on a regular basis. I know I go live every single day. Mike's about to start dropping videos and going live every single day as well. Yeah, I just threw it out there. We go every single Saturday. We hear Wholesale Hard Knocks, baby. So make sure y'all set a reminder. 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. West Coast time. We here every single day. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Make sure y'all remember to tap in next week. We'll be here, y'all. Be out here.